Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. There's a knock before the sunrise. Boots on a quiet street. Name shouted through the drywall. Fear at your bare feet. Mama's hands are shaking. Daddy says stay low. But the law don't ask permission when it comes to take you home. They say it's just procedure, say it's order, say it's law. But order without mercy is just violence in a badge. No papers on the wind, but we're breathing just the same. Blood don't check the border, tears don't spell a name. If justice has a heartbeat, it's breaking every time. Life is treated like a crime.
Jeff and Apples walk the street, talking about the sky so neat. Weather weapons causing storms, globalists with secret forms. Jeff and Apples, what a pair. Whisper plots while breathing air. Apocalypse is on its way, but they still find time to play. But they still find time to play. But they still find time to play.
How you doing there, Apples? Oh, pretty good. Let's go for a walk, Acapulco. What are we gonna talk about? Jews? New World Order? Police state? You got it, Apples. Yeah, finally the holiday season is kind of over. We actually spent 2 full days, our whole family and a bunch of friends, passing out gifts to all the kids in Acapulco, basically, on Dia de los Reyes. That's basically the 3 wise men day.
Ay, muchas gracias. Qué bonito.
And my son was out there the whole entire time in his Spider-Man outfit, handing out gifts. It's kind of nice. They actually expect us now. They already had signs. Gracias, familia Berwick. Thank you in Acapulco. But now that's all done. And I thought I should get out and talk about what's going on, because it seems like every couple of days something major's happening. I guess the latest big thing is, just what happened like 2 days ago or yesterday was the Gestapo, the brown shirts in the US out killing people. Who do we got here? We just pass each other now doing videos. That's basically what we do, talking about
crazy, huh?
all the insanity.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Ice?
Ice, and I mean, I've looked at all of that from all angles, and he didn't need to shoot her. He wasn't actually defending himself. It's there's so many different ways of looking at it, and the whole thing they're giving him is that, oh, well, he was actually dragged by a car previously. This same guy, what's the chances?
And he had 33 stitches when he got dragged.
Stitches.
I think it was all a psychological operation. They're trying to start the Civil War.
Well, if he was still suffering from PSD from being dragged by a car, what the hell was he on the job? What the hell was he doing standing in front of a vehicle? These are obviously, but he'd stepped out of the way. When you look at the analysis, there's a couple of really good analysis that have come out, and he was well clear. And you can see from the angle of the bullet hole, he kind of had to lean over and shoot her. And he shot her face off, for God's sake. I mean, and then he put 2 more bullets into her head. I mean, the fact that it was 3 shots. I mean, she wasn't. She was past him by the time he let off the first shot. I mean, honestly. So obviously he wasn't in imminent danger. He'd already got out of the way of the danger before he fired. So
Yeah.
But it's interesting because there's all this stuff coming out now. What I've been saying and what I've been warning people of since 2014 is that all of our police forces are going and training in Israel with the IDF. And if we don't pay attention to what's going on in Gaza, then the way of Palestine will be the way of the world.
Yeah.
And this is the way the Israelis treat the Palestinians.
Yeah.
And we've just seen it in Minneapolis. So this is how you react to someone driving away. You just shoot them in the face, and then throw a couple more into their head.
I think there was audio of the woman too saying, "I'm going to pull up."
Yeah. She said, "I'm pulling out."
I'm pulling out. Yeah.
I'm pulling out. She was actually waving them past, and then I guess maybe she was going to pull up. But I think she said, "I'm going to pull out," or "I'm pulling out," or something like that. But I mean, she wasn't. The wheels were turning. She backed up. If she was going to run him over, she would have just run him over. You don't back up, and it's crazy.
Crazy. That's the world. All right. I'll let you continue on. So yeah, Max actually covered a bunch of the stuff I was going to mention. But I thought it was really interesting, actually, the Donald Trump, of course, and Kristi Noem put out completely, obviously not true stuff. Like, this is getting wild and crazy. It just, everything they put out is propaganda and lies, basically now. Like, here was Trump's thing. So we just showed it, and Max just mentioned, it was like nothing. She said, "I'm pulling up," and the guy shot her 3 times in the face. And here's what Trump had to say about it. "I've just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis. It's a horrible thing to watch." Yeah, her getting shot in the face 3 times. "The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator. And the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense." Oh yeah, self-defense. "Based on the attached clip, it's hard to believe he's alive, but it's now recovering in the hospital." Really, the hospital. He just walked off after that. "The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis." So unless the videos that anyone's seen on the internet are all fake, which actually I'll get into, then that is just outright lying propaganda. And it actually got even worse. Kristi Noem had this to say about it.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers.
Wow, that domestic terrorism. But actually, I think this was all set up to try to continue to try to whip people into basically chaos, violence, that sort of a thing. So it turns out the ICE officer involved survived a prior vehicular assault requiring 33, not 32, not 34, exactly 33 stitches. And where did the incident happen? It happened at 3333 Portland Avenue on 33rd and Portland, the 3300 block, where every address starts with 33. We may be just watching a movie after all. 33 is not just a Masonic symbol. I'm beginning to think it's code for psyops. They're telling us it's psyop. How else can you tell? No published ambulance hospital arrival footage exists. No hospital doctors or surgeons have spoken on camera about her injuries. Yeah, just like with the Charlie Kirk thing, they wouldn't allow any ambulance or any of those sort of people near it for like hours afterwards. It was on the 33rd block. He just had 33 stitches.
These graphic images show the aftermath a bloody agent who needed 33 stitches for his significant cuts. And now a political battle with a top Homeland Security official criticizing Governor Tim Walz, posting on X, instead of comparing ICE law enforcement to the Gestapo, Walz should be thanking our brave law enforcement.
It's bizarre to watch. And even more than that. So this is in Minnesota. That's where that Tim Walz guy, the Tampon Tim guy's from. He was obviously an actor. He was involved in the selection, which is all actors. All these politicians are actors. And here's him with his Masonic hand signs for the press conference. And then apparently there was a high school where some people were upset about the government just executing people on the streets. So they sent in the ICE people to like launch grenades and stuff at them at the government indoctrination center.
Oh!
Yeah, it's been quite the few years in the indoctrination camps in the U.S. with gotta suffocate yourself, gotta inject yourself with poison. Now they come around with the Gestapo and just rough you up. And as Max mentioned, a lot of these ICE people are actually all trained in, drum roll please. I'm getting so tired of this. Are you getting tired of this? It's the same thing all the time. Unmasking the ICE-Israel connection, exporting violence on Palestinians to the United States streets.
Look at what's happening every day. I've been there. I have trained with them. I have been to Israel where ICE agents and DEA agents and other three-letter agencies train with the Israelis, with the gendarmerie and the Israeli police force, training with them. And they bring those tactics back here. The oppression that we export, we bring it right back here.
Group that I associate myself with went through some public records and found over 2,000 ICE agents, right? Well, throughout those 2,000 ICE agents, specifically 121 of them, right, had experience as an ex-IDF soldier. If you went up and down this entire list of individuals, you'd notice that their last names in particular, right, all lead back to one specific location with no other job experience. And maybe it won't let me post it because it's personal information. I have no idea. But there's literally a whole motherfucking list of these people, and they all look the same, which tells me exactly why they're choosing to hide their faces. Because just imagine, right, if some information like that were to get out, which is why I'm making this video once again. I'm just saying, if you look into the background of these specific individuals, you might notice that they're not exactly a U.S. citizen. That in itself would prove everything, especially why they're acting the way that they are.
Yeah, and as Max was mentioning, a lot of the cops in the U.S. even train with the IDF. Now, if the IDF's training all these U.S. government people, wouldn't you say or think that they must work for them? Because usually your employer trains you, right? And that's exactly what we're seeing happening. Gonna do a drive-by of Max here doing his video. It's the juice. It's the juice. We just pass each other doing videos now. That's all we do. But yeah, you have the IDF training these guys, and you can tell. Like, these people are like all just like bloodthirsty killers. They probably got them all under MK mind control too. That's usually how they do these things. It's interesting, too, because Mossad's been trying to whip up riots in Iran. Like these Israelis, these Jews, not all,
but many.
They're just everywhere causing problems. I can see why people would kick them out of their countries all the time. But now they've actually got like trillions of dollars and all the bombs and all the militaries that control it all. So they're trying to start like chaos in Iran now. The Jews, not all,
but many.
And then Trump said, Trump warns U.S. will intervene if Iran kills protesters. Same day, U.S. immigration agent fatally shoots woman in Minneapolis. You remember that Trump tweet? I think this is a fake one, but it's very apropos. From Ayatollah Khamenei Jr. If America shots and kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the Islamic Republic of Iran will come to the rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. A woman is a flower and should not be shot in the face. Thank you for your attention to this matter. You can't make this stuff up. And while all that was happening, the peace president, who's involved he's bombed 8 countries, I think this year, or in the last year at least. The peace president, he's still mad he hasn't got the Nobel Peace Prize. He keeps bombing and attacking places, and he can't figure out why he's not getting the Peace Prize yet. I'm sure he will. It's all controlled by the same people. But while all this other stuff was happening, here's what he had to say about, remember before this election, he was going to bring all the troops back, not get involved in foreign entanglements, regime change. Well, I hate to tell you, I told us so.
I told you so.
After long and difficult negotiations with senators, conmen, and secretaries and other political actors, I've determined that for the good of our country, especially in these very troubled and dangerous times, thanks to him, our military budget for the year 2027 should not be $1 trillion, but rather $1.5 trillion.
$1 million.
I remember those movies, the Austin Powers movies. They're kind of funny. It's like 20-something years ago. And back then, like actually $1 million was a lot of money. And now they just zoom past it. It's not $1 billion anymore, it's $1 trillion. And now Donald Trump's like, we need like 50%. This is already, just so you know, this was the largest U.S. military budget in history from the guy who said he was going to bring all the troops home. Remember? And it was $1 trillion. It's never been $1 trillion before. And that was just last year. And now he's like, we need to increase it 50%. 50%. It's incredible. The whole U.S. government is massively bankrupt. But they're just trying to steal as much money as they can before everything collapses. And they're also just making fortunes, too. You got to love it when the Jew guys, not all,
but many,
are involved in all these things. And they're basically behind Trump doing all these things. How they just make so much money just with his tweets. You can't make this up. Lockheed Martin stock just fell 7% after Trump banned stock buybacks and dividends on U.S. defense companies until problems are rectified. 2 hours later, Trump said the U.S. military budget should be raised to $1.5 trillion, and the stock is now up 7% after hours. Now, obviously, anyone who knew this information can make fortunes. That's why Baron Trump, everyone's like, he's so smart. It's like, well, he's sitting there as they're about to do all these things. I'm sure they let him know. All of, the Jew billionaires always right behind Trump. The guy who survived 9/11, because he like Larry Silverstein, he went to the dentist that morning or something.
My wife, God bless her, had made an appointment for me at the doctor. And I remember dressing to go to the doctor. I'm finally saying to my wife, I said, sweetheart, I've got so much to do downtown. I got to cancel this. I've got to go downtown. And she said, you're not going to cancel this appointment. You're going to the dermatologist. You know, having been married now to the same woman for 46 years, you get this sense of determination on occasion, their voices. And I said, okay, yes, dear, I'll go.
Yeah, his company, Cantor Fitzgerald, everyone died but him, and he was like the CEO. He forgot to go to work that day. Now he's like just making trillions. With Trump, they're all making trillions. Trump's got 2 747s now. It's incredible. And now, as we've talked about, they've gone in and tried to steal all the oil in Venezuela, which they have no right whatsoever to, but they just went in and tried to steal it all. Anyone having flashbacks? Most of you probably don't remember this or aren't old enough, but 2003, weapons of mass destruction, went in and took all the gold. 2026, drugs, went in and took all the oil.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
But now we're buying oil from Venezuela, so we're making a dictator very rich. Can you believe this? Nobody can believe it. You know where the oil, their oil is garbage. It's horrible, the worst you can get. tar. It's like tar. And to refine it, you need special plants. And these Venezuelan oil, which is a heavy oil, very good oil, great oil. It's fantastic for certain things like asphalt roads. Best there is in the world for asphalt roads and other things.
And now all the maggots who were all cheering on that Trump was going to bring peace, bring the troops home, focus on America, no more regime change, no more wars. With a flick of a switch, I've decided you all now think war is good. War is good. But as I've been saying, this whole thing is also a big show. Like Maduro's actually Jewish. He's a Sephardic Jew. And they put all these people into place and they just do all these things to cause all this chaos. And then actually a bunch of the Jew guys, not all,
But many.
steal everything, cause chaos, kill tons of people, and get even more power. But these are all shows. This is what I've been talking about for a long time. And it's, again, very obvious here. So here's the... So Maduro was apparently in court in New York for having machine guns in Venezuela. Doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it. Just take your fluoride and watch your television programming. And none of this stuff needs to make any sense. Go to your 12 years of government indoctrination camps. So yeah, he's in jail in New York for having machine guns in Venezuela. But here's the official court photo of him in court. Notice anything? Flashing the Masonic hand sign, of course. Meanwhile, Maduro's wife showed up in court with a black eye. The Masonic black eye ritual is taking place in case you had any doubts. In my last video, I showed Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, all these big X accounts, which actually have all been shown now. 50% of like the posts that are pro-Israel on X are actually all paid for and are bots from the Israeli government. And people like Alex Jones and others were posting all these videos from like a few years ago in different countries, totally different events. Some of them were soccer videos. Some of them were protests from a couple years ago. And they all said, this is the Venezuelans all out happy that Maduro's gone. And it was total lies. Well, even Donald Trump has now done that.
One of these videos was posted on July 30th, 2024, as people protested Maduro declaring himself president. The other one was posted yesterday by Donald Trump, claiming the people of Venezuela are celebrating the removal of Maduro. This is the president who constantly tells you that everyone else is lying to you and he's the only one you can believe. There's a reason he tells you that. So when he gives you obvious lies that can be easily fact-checked, you don't bother to do it. You just listen to whatever he says and do whatever he tells you to do.
Like basically everything now is all lies, propaganda, fake, AI videos. Most of the people on X are bots or they're Mossad or CIA. It's crazy. And if you forgot, they said the reason that they're going after Maduro for years is because of the drugs, because of the cocaine, which Hunter Biden actually uses more coke than what they say comes out of Venezuela. And literally no fentanyl comes out of Venezuela. So they actually have constructed, just like with ISIS, just like with Al-Qaeda, this fake group called Cartel de los Soles, Cartel of the Sun. And they said Maduro's behind this drug cartel. The biggest drug cartel in the world is the CIA. It's basically the US government. You'll never see them going after them, though. But they said, oh, he's involved in this drug cartel called Cartel de los Soles. Well, now he's in jail in New York for having machine guns in Venezuela. And this just came out. Justice Department drops claim that Venezuela's Cartel de los Soles is an actual group. Yeah, so the Justice Department's basically come out and said there actually never existed. What a surprise. Meanwhile, Trump's like saying he's going to attack every country on earth now, including Colombia. And just like I've shown with Gaddafi, with so many of these people have been killed in the past, they all spoke up about how the U.S. is run by Israelis and they're all satanic pedophiles and all that kind of stuff. And that was the same with Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro. They said all that kind of stuff. Now Chavez is dead. Maduro's in a jail in New York. And I think it's pretty obvious which one's going to be next, judging by this. This is the president of Colombia basically saying the reason they're doing this is just so that people forget about the Epstein files, and he calls them all pedophiles, which is true.
Un clan de pedófilos que...
Oh, we're lagging up here. Come on. What the fuck? What the fuck? Come on. What the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? What happened to my page over there? I don't know why it's lagging. I don't know why. What happened? Hopefully I can fix it. Where's it at? I don't want to lose my spot. Where are we at? 25-minute mark. Okay. What the fuck's going on here?
Va a aplaudir que invadan a su hermano, que no es el presidente, sino el pueblo de Venezuela. ¿Cuándo seríamos así de traidores y de vendidos, de que nuestra propia sangre la traicionamos, o el pueblo del Ecuador, o el pueblo de Panamá, o el pueblo de Venezuela no es nuestro propio pueblo? No se puede. Presidente de Colombia que haga eso, presidente maldito por las generaciones futuras, porque nunca será olvidado como un traidor. Y yo no pertenezco a los que querían matar a Bolívar. El gobierno de Venezuela ha hecho muchas críticas, pero no me burlo del pueblo de Venezuela, ni construyo una trampa para que caiga el pueblo de Venezuela en la trampa de una invasión que solo va por su petróleo. Que se quiere es codicia y violencia más para hacer de esta esquina hermosa del continente suramericano una Siria, un Irak, una Libia llena de esclavos, de venta de esclavos, de nuevo negros. No. La lista de los amigos de Stein, que no quiere que aparezca la lista en los Estados Unidos, nos quiere utilizar aquí con la violencia para que el pueblo de los Estados Unidos no piense en su propio gobierno, sino que se les suba la xenofobia, el racismo, las ideas de la raza superior y otras ideas falsas, y nos usan para no discutir sus propios problemas.
Trump says U.S. will occupy Venezuela for as long as it takes to distract from the Epstein files. Meanwhile, the maggots, oh, another war, and still no Epstein arrests. Exactly what I voted for. In case you didn't know, they'll blow up the planet before showing you Jeffrey Epstein's list of friends. And Trump's also recently said they want to go and take over Greenland.
I can't think of anybody in history that should get the Nobel Prize more than me, and I don't want to be bragging, but nobody else settled wars. Obama got the Nobel. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
So Greenland actually did something really smart. Denmark changes Greenland's name to Epstein Island so Trump will stop talking about it. Yeah, just as a report card here, during Trump's second term, in just 1 year, he has militarily threatened Mexico, Canada, Cuba, Colombia, Greenland, Panama. He's bombed Iran, Nigeria, Yemen, Somalia, Syria, Iraq, Venezuela, and threatened to depose the leaders of Cuba and Colombia. And he's kidnapped the leader of Venezuela. This guy's on a massive crime spree. And I said in my last video, we might be okay here in Mexico because they've already got their Jewish president in here, which, like I said before, isn't great at all. But I said it might keep them from bombing Mexico, which, as you can see, totally needs to be bombed. It's so bad here. And but I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to be right on that one. They seem to want to just bomb everywhere now.
We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by water, and we are going to start now hitting land with regard to the cartels.
You know, the U.S. has had this thing. It's called a constitution. The name might actually give it away what it is. And it's run by con men. And in that document that they have, it says you're supposed to go to Congress and ask the con men before you go to war. Well, that seems to be gone now. Now it's apparently you just need to tweet about it. President Trump declared on Wednesday evening that his power as commander-in-chief is constrained only by his own morality, brushing aside international law and other checks on his ability to use military might to strike, invade, or coerce nations around the world. Asking in a wide-range interview with the New York Times if there were any limits on his global powers, Mr. Trump said, yeah, there is one thing, my own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop me. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people. Wow. I think, even though he's an actor, I think he's gotten so into the role, he's actually gone completely megalomaniacal, insane psychopath. You know, they do say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And again, like maybe he doesn't even know he's an actor. Like they just give him his lines, right? They're probably telling him, "Oh yeah, you're in charge. You're in charge."
Are we lagged up here, or are we back? It looked like we lagged there for a minute. Sorry about that. Let me test it.
Here, go do this, go do that, go say this. Maybe he doesn't even know that's what he is, that he's not actually making any decisions or anything. And maybe all this, everything going on, he's like, I can do anything. I can kill anyone. I don't want to hurt anybody, but hey, a wedding party in Yemen, kill him. Why not? Like, this is getting insane. And I remember back a little over a year ago, all these people were telling me how crazy I was. Trump's he's like a libertarian hero. He's gonna.
So is the screen all fucked up? It's fucked up. Okay, thank you. Normally I got it on my big screen, but I got the boring ass football game on the big screen. But I noticed on my other screen, I got another screen that it was lagged. Let me see if I can fix it. I may have to just let's see. What's the timestamp at? We're at 31. We're at 31. Should I do I reload here? Do I press play?
Corrupts absolutely. And again, like maybe he doesn't even know he's an actor. Like they just give him his lines, right? They're probably telling him, "Oh yeah, you're in charge. You're in charge. Here, go do this."
Go. Fucked up. I don't know why I have these problems. It's like they don't want some of the. No, again, this is Jeff Berwick. You can't believe everything, but he shows a lot of stuff. And a lot of times when I do these videos, it's like they're fucking with me. All right, 31. The fuck? It won't. You know what? Okay. Basically, I have to start all over for a second. Okay. It's YouTube, really? Let's see.
Here, go do this, go do that, go say this. maybe he doesn't even know that's what he is, that he's not actually making any decisions or anything. And maybe all this, everything going on, he's like, I can do anything. I can kill anyone. I don't want to hurt anybody, but hey, a wedding party in Yemen, kill him. Why not? Like, this is getting insane. And I remember back a little over a year ago, all these people were telling me how crazy I was. Trump's he's like a libertarian hero. He's gonna pay the debt back. He's gonna get rid of the central bank. He's going to balance the budget. He's going to end all the wars. And there's other people around too, like people like Tulsi Gabbard. And they're like, look, Tulsi Gabbard, she's going to like totally fix the US government. Because you used to say stuff like this. 2019, the United States needs to stay out of Venezuela. Let the Venezuelan people determine their future. That's crazy. We don't want other countries to choose our leaders, so we have to stop trying to choose theirs. And here was her 2 months ago.
For decades, our foreign policy has been trapped in a counterproductive and endless cycle of regime change or nation building. It was a one-size-fits-all approach of toppling regimes, trying to impose our system of governance on others, intervene in conflicts that were barely understood, and walk away with more enemies than allies. The results? Trillions spent, countless lives lost, and in many cases, a creation of greater security threats. The rise of Islamist terrorist groups like ISIS. President Trump was elected by the American people to put an end to this. And from day one, he has showed a very different way to conduct foreign policy.
Yeah, and now she mostly just posts pictures of her doing yoga on the beach. She's just kind of gone now. Same as like Dan Bongino, just took off. It's like, yeah, well, I'm done. I got my millions of dollars. I'll just go back to doing what I was doing before after I lied about everything. Then you have the Department of War Crimes with Peter Hegseth with his Knights Templar tattoo. And here's what he said just last May.
These globalist ideas that you're gonna change an entire society through military intervention, which you saw us attempting. I lived it in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then you see the consequences. We've seen that movie before. We're not doing it again.
Last May, by the way, it was still called the Department of Offense or Defense, I guess. And since he said that, they're not going to do any of these regime changes, no more of these foreign entanglement wars. They've changed it to the Department of War. And now that he's actually like leading the charge trying to attack Venezuela now. And I already mentioned Nick Fuentes, who a lot of people thought was like kind of on the right side because he used to say some things about Israel. And he actually used to say stuff like this. So this is another person. So this is before this election. And he was like pro-Trump, of course. And he was saying stuff like this.
Let's face it, the United States government has become the evil empire in the world. The United States government has become the great Satan that many have called it.
Now that I totally agree with, but now he loves it. Now he fully supports it all. It's amazing. It's amazing. And here's Alex Jones, of course.
Where am I at? Yeah, it's like Obama deported the illegals. Clinton deported the illegals. Joe Biden deported the illegals. Trump does it? Oh, he's the most evil president ever. Yeah.
President Trump's strike on Venezuela is literally destroying the globalist world government system in live time. What a bunch of propaganda BS. It's basically the exact same thing they've always been doing. Bush, Clinton, Biden, all of them. He's just continuing on with all of it. But now Jones, like, he's just deconstructing the globalists. Meanwhile, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, Greenland should be part of the USA, and nobody will dare fight America over the country's future. He was educated at a, drumroll please, Hebrew school in Santa Monica. Psst. When they say regime change, what they mean is install a Jew. You know what I'd do with $37 trillion in debt? 2 wars at the same time. That meme was made like a couple months ago, I think, because the U.S. debt's over $38 trillion now. And back then they were only involved in 2 wars. They were, of course, Trump heavily backing the Ukraine, just like he said he would, causing this massive war to continue with Russia, and of course the genocide of people in Gaza. But that meme needs to be changed now to, you know what I do with $38 trillion in debt? 10 wars at the same time. And remember, Alex Jones is like, oh, Trump's taking out the New World Order. He's taking out the globalists. Quite the opposite, actually. In fact, this has been their plan for a long time. People like Elon Musk's grandfather were actually in on this plan. A rare map of the TechNet of America drawn by the Technocracy Inc. 1940, or the Technocracy Movement, which Elon Musk's Canadian maternal grandfather was a member of until he was arrested when the organization was proscribed in 1943. Note here that on the map included in the USSA is Greenland, is Canada, is Mexico, all the way down to, drumroll please, Venezuela. Yeah, Trump's taking out those technocratic globalists. Unbelievable. But it's so cool too, because this is what I said was going to happen. Like with Trump putting out these videos that are fake now and saying this ICE thing, you know, the poor guy almost got killed. He's still in the hospital. I don't know how he survived. Christy Noam saying this is domestic terrorism as like the soccer mom tries to pull around. They're just completely like beyond any sort of like, it almost seems like we live in an alternative universe. Like they're saying things that are so clearly not true. Like all of them, Alex Jones, all of them, Trump, all of them, Noam, all of them. But a lot of people are still sitting there like listening to them. It's so bizarre. And of course, we've talked about all the places Trump said he wants to attack. We've left out one. Now I should mention, he's kind of attacked almost, again, this is after 9/11. Remember 9/11, which was done by Mossad and CIA. This is obvious. If you don't know that, there's nothing I can do to help you. There's actually I don't know how you watch this video this long, if you're that under mind control. So that's obvious to anyone who's got a brain. And right after 9/11, the Project for a New American Century, which is basically the neocon type people, which is what Trump is basically doing now, called in Wesley Clark and said they're going to attack 7 countries over the next 5 years. And if you look at those lists of countries, it's basically all the countries Trump's regime and the Department of War Crimes and Hegseth have been attacking just in the last few months. So they're actually carrying forward more of this stuff. And of course, the big one's going to be Iran. And you can just tell by everything they're doing that that's going to happen soon. It might even happen before this video goes out. That's how soon it'll probably happen, because you can just tell that's exactly what they're planning next. And even have Israelis on Israeli TV basically saying that Venezuela was just a warm-up. They're just getting warmed up for attacking Iran.
תראה, אני דווקא ביום הזה, שאני רואה את מה שקורה עם מדורו וונצואלה, הייתי נזכר במשפט מאוד מאוד מסוים שאמר טראמפ יחד עם נתניהו בהצהרה שלו במיימי. הוא אמר, אני אתן לנתניהו לתקוף אותם אם ימשיכו להתעצם בטילים בליסטיים, ואם ימשיכו להתעצם בגרעין, אני אגיד לו לתקוף אותם מיידית. יש כאן מסר מאוד מאוד ברור.
הוא גם אמר שאם יראו באנשי מחאה...
נכון.
הוא גם את זה אמר.
אז אני אומר, לדעתי, זה התרגיל האחרון לפני איראן. אני לא בטוח שזה יהיה באותה קונסטלציה, כמו בוונצואלה, אבל אני חושב שהיום כבר אפשר להגיד בגלוי, ישראל וגם ארצות הברית, לרבות ארצות הברית, יש להם אינטרס מאוד ברור בהפלת המשטר או החלפת המשטר.
זו המטרה הבאה הולכים להפיל את המשטר באיראן.
כן, כל מיני ביקורים שמתקיימים במקומות כאלה ואחרים, נציגי אופוזיציה מחזקים את הקשרים האופוזיציה באיראן, והאינטרס הוא מובהק שמשטר האייתולות תיפול אחרי עשרות שנים, ויעלו שם גורמים יותר מתונים, מתוך אמירה מאוד מאוד, אני חושב, גם אחראית לביטחון שלנו. אם משטר האייתולות יימשך, הם ימשיכו כל פעם לנסות ולהתחמש, אי אפשר לחיות יותר עם איראן כזאת, ולהערכתי, אני אומר בזהירות המתבקשת, בפעם הבאה שמדינת ישראל תצא לעוד איזה מבצע או סבב הסלמה עם איראן, אני די בטוח שכחלק מהמטרות, כבר החלפת המשטר.
So does everyone get it yet? All the stuff I've been saying for like 15 years, I'm like, these selections are just a show to keep you enslaved. Both sides are run by the same people. But even up until last year, there was so many people in the comments. I didn't really read them, but I kind of skimmed sometimes and see them all. Like, Jeff, you're so stupid. Trump's a hero. He survived getting shot in the ear. And I was like, that's fake too. And it's obvious. And you can see, like, I've already shown it. Like, even the camera angles that have come out since then that I didn't even know before. Like, with them putting all the photographers into place and lowering the flag down for that iconic shot. And now, basically, on behalf of Israel, they've got Israeli ICE agents going around killing people in the U.S., maybe. Can't trust anything nowadays. Trying to whip up the civil war, attacking all these countries on behalf of Israel. And so it should be obvious now. Is there any Trump people left? Actually, I didn't see one recently. I actually haven't seen them in a while. I think they're all gone. I got to give kudos to Sean of SGT Report that he actually had me on a few months ago and allowed me to like lay it all out to my opinion. And he basically agreed with most of it. Like, so he was coming around. I haven't paid attention. I don't pay attention to anyone really. Not even Max. I walk by him. I don't necessarily pay too much attention. But how can anyone still be supporting this Trump thing? If they are, that's just deep, deep, deep mind control. It's unbelievable. It's too bad because basically this is all like a world takeover by basically a cult that worships Renfan, which you could also call it kind of like Moloch. And they're a bunch of pedophiles, child cannibals. They eat children. And they're the ones in charge of all this stuff. And people still haven't figured that out. But a lot of those people haven't figured it out, call themselves Christian and say they read the Bible and stuff. I don't know how they missed the part where Jesus whipped the money-changing Jews and said, don't pay attention to any of these governments run by these Jews. And actually, they talk about the synagogue of Satan in the actual Bible, and still some people haven't gotten it yet. But they're going to get it soon.
One shot, two shots, now we stand tall. Vaccinated, ready to take it all. Electric flames, we're wired to fight. Ruling the world in the neon lights.
But just remember, this was in like what is it, Pixar movie? Or was it Disney? I don't know which. I think it was called Ants. They actually said the truth in this movie. And it's right there for everyone to see. If people could just wake up and realize what's happening, they don't have to go along with any of this stuff. And as soon as enough people wake up to it, all these people are gone. And I think it's going to be soon, next couple of years. And Christoph Melchizedek is basically saying that's what's going to happen too. But basically, they told everyone in a movie, but people haven't fully figured it out yet.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
Oh, and by the way, I've seen some of these maggot types, some of these right-wing types who kind of fell for the Trump thing. They've actually been catching on to it. And people like Marjorie Green Taylor or whatever her name is, and a bunch of them have been talking about like a tax revolt. And that's what I've been saying all along. If you let these people steal all your money and then even use the currency they give you for their Babylonian central bank, they've got all the power. But once you stop doing that, once you stop giving them all your money, like, I can't believe I have to even say this, and stop using their currency, they basically just go away. But I've seen like people like that Marjorie Taylor Greene and a few others like that. Now, they're probably controlled opposition, but they've kind of said, what we got to do is a tax revolt to stop the government from doing all these things. Well, they're close to having it right. You don't actually have to really do a tax revolt. You can actually do it. It's actually so simple. Christopher Gronsky of Destination Freedom, I've talked to him so many times. He's spoken at Anarchapulco, he's spoken at Librepulco, he's speaking at the upcoming Anarchapulco and Dollar Vigilante Summit. He knows how to basically file paperwork, and it's very simple, and it's worked for like decades. He's been doing this for a long time. You basically, because it says in all their things that as a that the taxes are for people in the District of Criminals, Washington, D.C. And so unless you live in Washington, D.C., this is the only people it doesn't work for. You just file some paperwork and you go, oh, I've been giving you all my money, but I'm not going to do it anymore. I just realized I don't live in Washington District of Criminals, which is where all this stuff emanates from. Because it's like its own country. And so it's that easy. Like, if you don't know about it, I'll put the website on screen. I'll put the link to it down below. Destination Freedom. He's also going to be speaking at Anarchapulco. He's going to be speaking at the Dollar Vigilante Summit. If you're coming to the events, you'll see him there. If you can't come, you can get the virtual, and he'll be talking about this stuff a lot. Say, you don't even have to do a revolt, so to speak. You can actually just send in these papers, and that's it. And it works. See, all this stuff is hocus pocus. It's all magic. It's all mind control. That's what the meaning of the word government is. And as you wake up out of your mind control, you realize you didn't have to do any of this stuff. And you realize what it all is. And once you do, and enough people do, we're going to have an incredible new world. But in the meantime, a lot of people still give them their money, still use their currency. And, Alex Jones saying Trump's going to take out the globalists, right? And that's what a lot of people said. They all believed him when he said that. Well, President Trump to attend the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland next week, expected to deliver the keynote address. Oh, and I'm sure he'll say a few bad things like, oh, wokeism sucks and climate change, and which is obviously a hoax, is a hoax. And then people go, yes. But he's speaking at the World Economic Forum for a reason. And he's giving the keynote address for a reason, because he's all part of that club. That's what Bilderberg is. All that stuff. Peter Thiel, all these people, they're all involved in that club. Do you get it yet? I don't know how long it's going to take some people to get it. But it's getting so dystopian now. I think this is real. Trump announces Patriot Games with 2 competitors from every sector.
Encore une mise en scène codée. Un agent ICE tire 3 balles à 3333 Portland Avenue, au niveau de la 33e rue. Et il passe devant un tyrannosaure, symbole du tyran. En face, on a le numéro 3332. Et le lendemain, à Portland, Oregon, le 33e État, un autre agent tire sur un homme de 33 ans et une femme de 32 ans. René a 3 enfants, 15, 12 et 6 ans, 33. L'agent a déjà reçu 33 points de suture.
33 stitches in his leg, so you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive.
Dans la symbolique maçonnique, 33 marque la renaissance, comme le prénom René en français. Et la scène se situe à quelques blocs de celle de George Floyd, parce que c'est la suite logique. Le choc émotionnel crée les protestations. On descend dans la rue et le chaos produit sert ensuite à justifier le changement vers un état policier à la Hunger Games. Parce que sans chaos, pas de nouvel ordre. Ice, c'est le froid, la machine sans empathie. Exactement comme l'univers de la saga. Trump, c'est Snow, celui qui transforme la violence en spectacle. Et il a même annoncé les Patriot Games. Dans le dernier film, on voit les architectes du jeu, avec le logo maçonnique, des professionnels de la mise en scène.
Yeah, they're actually rolling out the Hunger Games. Like, this is getting so bizarre now. People are like, oh, that's great. Hunger Games. They got a man and a woman from each sector. And, whoever survives gets like some gold or silver or something actually worth something. It's amazing too, the propaganda out there. I've seen so much of this, so many of these Trump supporting types. They'll post something like, look, the Caracas Stock Exchange was up 16% after the terror attacks by the Department of War Crimes. So that clearly means that investors and people in Venezuela totally support this. Okay, I got something to tell you. I've been to Venezuela numerous times. I had to use a backpack to pay for a hotel room once, and I almost got killed in the hotel. Their stock market, just so you know, is up 150,000% in the last 5 years because it's all in bolivars, which are worthless and get more worthless every day.
Hold, give me a second, guys.
So people are like, oh, it's up 60%. That must mean that people in Venezuela like it. It's like 60% is a slow day. It's up 150,000% last 5 years. Because it's denoted in bolivars, which is going to be the same for like US dollars soon too. But I also mentioned that we're going to see more and more good things happening. And speaking of shitty currencies, Zcash actually had their developers all resign recently. And it caused Zcash to drop like 20% in one day, which is so great. And Monero actually rose like 6 to 10% that same day. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I was happy to see that because Zcash is an Israeli pentagram honeypot to try to get people to think they're using a privacy coin when they can track everything with it. But all you need to really know about Zcash is the one on the left is like a Zcash developer's son. And here's one of the biggest proponents of Monero, John McAfee. Choose wisely. So that was great. I was really happy to see that because Zcash is truly trash. And it seems to be falling apart now, which is awesome. See, like I said, there's going to be a lot of great things happening. But you're going to have to stay alive long enough to get through them all. And you know how they always put these predictive programming in their Hollywood movies with the Jews? Well, here was the Terminator, just so you know. That kind of looks like the way it's going. Bringing in the Palantir, the AI stuff. By 2029, that's like still 3 years away. With the AI stuff, it literally could look like that. We're going to have the collapse. The US dollar probably won't even exist. The US government probably won't even exist, which would be great. But it might still be run by AI and basically Israel and those sort of people. But we'll see. But just keep in mind, they're creating all this chaos so that they can make order, a new world order. Digital IDs, AI takeover and UBI, 15-minute cities, mass surveillance, the end of personal liberty, and also getting everyone injected with nanotech to hook them all up to the AI. That's what's really actually kind of important to keep an eye on, but also just to get away from. Like you can get away from all this stuff. I'm basically away from all of it. I have been for a long time. And you know, so many people just remain trapped in it for some reason. I don't get it. But it's pretty incredible, too, to see, like, in Canada, they have, like, they're killing, they've said already, they plan to kill, I think they said 30% of all the people in Canada in the next, 5 or 10 years, I think, something like that. And no one even in Canada even cared. That's how, like, under fluoride and chemtrails and mind-controlled people are. But it's so wild to see it. Like, for example, Canadian government euthanizes young and healthy 26-year-old for depression. So the guy was feeling a little down. Of course he is. He lived in Canada. It's freezing cold. It's dark all day. It's communist. Everyone's woke. can't afford to live, can't afford food. Of course he's depressed. But instead of killing himself, having the government kill him, maybe he should have woken up to what's actually going on and moved away from this whole system and actually remembered who he really is. But anyway, appears like a lot of people just can't do that. But many of us are just moving on to the new world. Like the new world's like all privacy coins, gold, silver, plasma for health. Like even Stu Peters, like he's now a member of the Tesla Club. And Stu will be at Anarchapulco, of course. There's Max, he'll be at Anarchapulco. He's cured so many people with the plasma machine. So we're all actually, like Max has always lived outside the system. He just wanders the streets of Acapulco now, rambling about Jews. But he's never paid a tax. He's never filed a form. He mostly uses Monero and gold and silver. He actually gave my daughter for her 15th quinceanera a 1 ounce gold coin, which was worth like $1,000 at the time. Now it's worth almost $5,000. So Max lives outside the system. I live outside the system. Stu Peters mostly, does not completely, but mostly. He'll be at Anarchapulco. And we're all having a great time, even though they're trying to kill everyone, they're trying to enslave everyone. But we've all moved on. We've all got Tesla machines. And man, there's been so many incredible Tesla-monials recently with people with strokes, which is kind of important because most people are having strokes and heart attacks now because of the lethal injections. Like Edward, fan of Pirate Chain apparently. I want to share a personal testimony about my uncle. He suffered a stroke that left the right side of his body paralyzed, including part of his face and head. After being released from the hospital, he was still unable to walk or function normally. On the third day after his release, I brought him the Tesla device and guided him through 2 10-minute sessions. 2 days later, I returned to check on him and to see if he had continued doing the 2 daily sessions and drinking salt water as instructed. To my surprise, he was already walking. He was seated at the table, eating on his own with visible improvement in his movement and strength. This experience deeply impacted me, and I wanted to share it as a testimony of what I personally witnessed. So he had a stroke. He was paralyzed. He couldn't eat. He couldn't walk. And after 2 sessions with the Tesla, he's almost like back to normal. Yep. Like, I am not kidding about this. Now, not to say that if you have some massive thing, that in 2 days after the Tesla, you're going to be perfect. It's not necessarily the case. It might take weeks, might take months. It might take all kinds of things, but this happens so much. It can happen that quickly that people recover from these things with the Tesla machine. Like Choco B. Here goes my first Tesla-monial. So my uncle has a motorbike accident 25 years ago and had his lower disc fused. 4 years ago, he hurt his lower back again working. L4S1 is what he said. Due to the operations, he had a scar tissue on a disc rubbing on his spinal cord, causing a lot of pain, including no feeling in his left leg or toes. We did 2 sessions, north to south and then east to west over the affected area for 2 minutes, 30 seconds each way each time. So a total of 10 minutes for the affected area. It was all fixed after session 2. He has also torn his ligaments in his left shoulder with extreme pain. This needs an operation to reattach the tendons apparently and is awaiting surgery advice. His right shoulder has had pain for about 3 years from his latest motorbike accident. This has had 6 sessions with great results each time for up to 10 minutes on the affected area. I just got the message after yesterday's session, his right arm is now fixed. So he's fixed like everything he's tried in just like 10-minute sessions a couple times. The left arm with the disconnected tendons was in too much pain after 4 sessions. We both feel it could have been the testing he did after each session. After the first, he could get his wrist to the light switch on the door. The second, he had his wrist above the switch. The third, he got it as high as his shoulders. But the fourth, he was feeling confident and shot for the top of the door frame. He did it, but it has hurt since. Or it could be the Herxheimer, since we pumped him heaps straight up. He was ready for the experience. One other thing to note, the 6 prescribed medications he usually takes at 6 p.m. have now started working as intended. The pain meds seem to be stronger to him, and the melatonin for sleep is knocking him out. It never had before. He's ecstatic that he can now get back on the bike without the shakes and nearly tipping over. He's ecstatic that he got full movement back in one of his arms and wants to wait until the pain subsided for the next side. If anyone is curious about the slowness of response, I need to share my unhealthy uncle still smokes cigarettes, drinks alcohol, takes prescription drugs, and smokes street weed. I see a body full of poisons, but for the Tesla to pull this off in such an unhealthy system, this is nothing short of a miracle in my eyes. Yeah, happens all the time. And as I mentioned before, Tesla will soon, in the next couple months, have an affiliate system, but you're going to have to actually be a member for 3 months before you can become an affiliate. So if you want to like get on there as quickly as possible and you're not a member yet, you really should. And I should also mention that Tesla is growing massively. It's actually one of the fastest growing companies in the world. It's not really a company, so to speak. It's a private member association. Everything's like, there's no taxes, there's no regulations, no filing, no one knows where it is. That sort of a thing. But it actually is growing massively because people are, for the first time ever, really getting access to this stuff. And it's life-changing for most people. And this is really going to be the future. I know some people think, well, it's like $11,000 to become a member for life. And seems like quite a bit. Well, that's actually less than most American families spend for 1 year of health insurance. That mostly makes them sick and kills them. And this is basically, you're in a club for life where you'll be basically healthy for the rest of your life and superhuman, basically. You'll start de-aging. So yeah, it's pretty huge. But because of the growth, and it's growing massively, like they can barely keep up with demand. It's like crack cocaine, but like 1,000 times better. It makes everyone into like superhuman. It de-ages them. It heals almost everything. But because of it, the person who's been the CEO for the last couple of years, who was basically the founder of the company, said they needed like a professional CEO who can handle the scaling growth as they go to like $1 billion company over the next year or two. And he actually prefers to focus on more like the design and stuff. He's like he loves the plasma stuff, and he loves coming up with new ways to use it and all that kind of stuff. So they're actually looking for a CEO. So I'm just putting this out there. If you are like a high-level CEO person, or if you know anyone who is, but they also they can't be woke. They have to like understand these sort of things. If you're that kind of person, just go to tesla.club/jobs, and there's a CEO position there. Also, if you're anyone looking for any sort of position, they're hiring so many people. They can barely keep up. It's like the most incredible rediscovery of our lifetimes. It's incredible. Like even Max has cured so many people with it. Just talk about the Tesla machine. Yeah, all done. We're just all done. Passing each other in the street, talk about the Jews.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I'll see you later. So yeah, Max gonna be at Narcopoca. We're gonna have 2 Tesla machines at Narcopoca. Like, how incredible is all this stuff? You can come get healed at Narcopoca. No guarantee. But like one lady had multiple sclerosis, couldn't barely walk. She threw away her cane at the event, and she was like 100 times better than she was after just a few sessions with the Tesla. Numerous other people had stuff like that. You can have that at Narcopoca. Max is going to be there. There's actually so many incredible speakers. It's Max, David Icke. He won't be there live, but he'll be doing a live virtual with a question and answer. So that'll be pretty cool. Of course, I'll be there. Stu Peters, of course, will be there. Christoph Melchizedek, who's basically deconstructing the Matrix right now. David Icke's son, Gareth Icke, who's awesome. Dr. Andrew Kaufman, Marjorie Wildcraft, Jason Christoff. He's actually pretty amazing. If you don't know a lot about him, you should look him up. I love a lot of the stuff he does. Patrick Henningsen, he's spoken before. He's great. Mark Devlin talks about mind control in the music industry. Dr. Anna Mahalcha, she won't be live, but she'll be doing a live presentation virtually. Talk about the nanotech and all that kind of stuff. Dan Dix of Press for Truth, who, by the way, I think he put out a debunked video on me or something. And Christoph, because we're talking about basically the organized religion and the churches that have co-opted the whole Jesus thing. When I was in Egypt, we were both talking about, oh yeah, they turn it into like, you're a sinner and Jesus is going to come back and save you, and you have to go to their church and give them all your money and all this kind of stuff. That's not what Jesus said. And so we were just saying that, and then Dan put out like we said it's like a victim mentality, because that's what the churches do. They turn people into like a victim mentality. You got to go there, and you're not good, and if you give them all your money, and if you eat the body of Christ and drink his blood, which doesn't sound satanic at all, then he'll come and save you. So we were just talking about that, how that's a victim sort of mentality. I think Dan put out a video. I haven't actually watched it. I don't have time to watch any of this stuff. But anyway, Dan's a big Jesus fan, which is cool. And he'll be speaking at Narcopoca. Vichalika, the president of Lieberland. Lieberland's doing really well. Steve Falconer of Globebusters. Raphael Laverty of the Crypto Vigilante. Curtis Stone, the urban farmer. Cal Washington. He's got some amazing stuff about how to operate outside of the system. Logan Jason Pyatt, he does incredible sort of decoding and stuff like that. Mike Wilkerson, he's awesome.
Jeff Berwick needs to be saved. 214. Jeff Berwick, this guy, he needs to be saved. Yeah. I like a lot of his stuff. But yeah, he's not saved.
Catherine Bleish-Bonadine, she runs Anarchapulco. She also runs Greenbrier, the Unschool. Charlie Robinson, who's the co-author of our book, Controlled Demolition of the American Empire. Miranda Webb, who is in The Anarchists. And she's been working with Anarchapulco for a while. Stacy Collins, Dr. Lydia Nartorio de Leon. Chris Horlacher, who's the publisher of the book, The Apocalypse of Yajna Velkia. So we've got an incredible group of people. Michael Cobb of ECI will be there for anyone who's like wanting to get out of the Western world and get to Nicaragua. As I mentioned, Christopher Gronsky will be there. He can help you. Oh, and by the way, Curtis Stone will be talking about how you don't have to basically pay taxes in Canada. Valerie Lay will be there. She's actually basically runs Freedom Fest in the US, which I just recently kind of spoke at in a hall down the room after the event. And like she wants to come check out what we're doing and talk about what they're doing. Ernie Hancock of Freedom's Phoenix, Paul Pui of Edge Wallet. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. And there's so many things that are going to be incredible, by the way. We're even having a Tesla Club meetup at Anarchapulco, and there's going to be, I don't know, like 50 people from the Tesla Club will be there, all people in the club. Of course, we're doing the Dollar Vigilante, the Crypto Vigilante Summit after Anarchapulco. That's going to be huge. I haven't even talked about that yet. I've got some incredible speakers for that. I guess I can say, I haven't announced it yet. Andrew Henderson, the Nobel capitalist, will be speaking. Albeit virtually, can't make it in person. So many incredible speakers. We're going to have a huge year coming up, probably for the precious metals and definitely the precious metal stocks. I'll be talking about that a lot soon because that's going to be the next big thing. So many things going on in Acapulco. And plus, the chef who's actually making all the food for the VIPs. And just so you know, the VIP, you get free food, free drinks all week. You get all kinds of perks and bonuses. He actually made this, like on his own, just because he's so excited to be making the food for the VIPs at Acapulco.
I am Chef Mauricio Leal from the Cool Restaurant in Puerto Vallarta. It's an honor to be part of Anarchapulco, a space where vision, creativity, and freedom come together. At ICU, we cook contemporary Mexican cuisine using local 0 kilometers ingredients, working closely with producers and letting the season guide every dish. Today, I am excited to share this philosophy in the VIP section. Bold Mexican flavors, refined technique, and an experience created with intention. Welcome to Anarchapulco, Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, it's coming up February 16th to the 20th. You can even do DMT. You can even do Iboga if you get accepted. I don't know if they're doing ayahuasca or not. Bearheart has basically not decided all the plant medicines he's going to do yet, but just stay tuned to Anarchapulco's Telegram chat. It's going to be an incredible event. I'm like...
I'm trying to finish the fucking video. I'm not trying to bash you. I'm not trying to battle you. I'm trying to finish my fucking video. And by the way, if you hate Trump and you hate ICE, you best go rewatch this. Because that's all it was. Hating Trump and hating ICE. So yeah, you might wanna watch what the fucking show is before you run your fucking mouth. Because yeah, you're an anti-Trumper, you're anti-ICE. Go watch it. Here, save it. Rewatch it. Rewatch it. He's an anti-government. He's an anarchist. He's an anarchist. Holy shit.
Super looking forward to, which I've never really looked forward to Anarchapulco that much before. It's usually a lot of stress. Usually, like, they're attacking us all the time. Hurricanes and floods and the COVIDs and the 7.1 earthquake and the... shooting a guy and saying he was involved with Anarchapulco just days before the event, which I think is actually CIA. which I didn't realize at the time. It's incredible. You know, when I look back, there's almost been like a crazy event almost every in Acapulco. And now Trump says he's attacking Mexico. So would it be any surprise if he attacks my house here in Acapulco, if he attacks my ranch, and if he attacks Puerto Vallarta just to keep people away from Acapulco? No, it wouldn't be a surprise at all. But we're not going to stop. We don't care. And they never touch us, by the way, because we're actually protected. And Christoph Melchizedek actually helps us a lot with that. He keeps us completely cloaked. And they can't touch us. He does all his stuff he does. I know it sounds crazy, but it's all true. Anyway, I'll leave it there. There's my son's little 4-wheel drive. He hasn't been driving out here lately. Let's go find apples and finish this up. Maybe Max is eating inside. Oh, there you are, apples. Oh, there's Wacoms. Oh, yeah, sorry I didn't stick with you. They had some food out here in the patio. There's Natcha. She's real nice. But yeah, I'll be in Acapulco too. Bring me some tacos.
Hey, this is Mark Devlin here to say just how much I'm looking forward to being a part of Anarchapulco February 2026. The last time I was there was 2019, so definitely looking forward to getting among like-minded people and hearing many great speakers talking about freedom-oriented subjects and finding solutions and ways to unplug from this crazy matrix system. My talk is going to be titled Music's Mind Control, Breaking the Spell. I'll also be doing a workshop titled Decoding Illuminati Symbolism in Popular Culture. And I'm also going to be dropping a DJ set so we can have a bit of a party. So hope to see you there. Mexico, Anarchapulco, February 2026.
Puerto Vallarta, here we come. Follows.
Palm trees whisper, freedom in the breeze. Ocean's hymn, no chains, no pleas, no rulers, no kings, no scripts to recite. Burn the old book, let the phoenix ignite. Rebirth on the sand, where the rebels convene. A genesis scene, mind sharp and keen. Dollars to dust, trust in the soul. And Acapulco, where we break the mold. And Acapulco, where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom fire and Acapulco smoke. And Acapulco, where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom fire and Acapulco smoke. Beach bonfire starts spark like flint. Ideas ricochet, no permission, no stint. Borders dissolve, minds expand. Every soul sovereign, every mind grand. No contract signed, just a handshake truth. Ancient wisdom reborn in the fountain of youth. Rules crumble like castles at high tide. Revolution lives where the dreamers reside. Golden horizon, the birth of the free. Echoes of laughter, the waves decree. Freedom is anthem, a beat in the chest. And Acapulco, where the restless rest. In Acapulco, where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom fight and Acapulco smoke. In Acapulco, where the spirit flies. New dawn, breaking under open skies. No masters, no limits, no chains to choke. This is freedom fight and Acapulco smoke.
With performing artist Ayame.
I don't need a muse or anything to do. Probably just get canceled cause I'm singing about the truth. Feels like we're getting wiser, don't you? Since the lights have hit the world, now nobody just anew.
Anarchapulco opening party on February 15th. Anarchapulco Genesis, February 16th to 20th. The Dollar Vigilante TDV Summit, February 21st. The Crypto Vigilante TCV Summit, February 22nd. Agorapulco, retreats, and other excursions, February 21st to 27th. Bufo and other plant medicines with Bear Heart throughout the event. A special Iboga ceremony with Christoph Melchizedek.
Shout out to Jeff Borwick. You can somehow you can get on the email list. He's got videos about everything. We haven't done one in a long time, so if you want, save the link. Vigilante.tv is his main thing, and you can check him out. Let's go over to the CWO channel, I guess. Mike, yeah, but the thing is, you're like you're normally 10 only, and then Starter don't want to play because you're there, and Mike don't want to, or was it Whaler don't want to play because Logan's there. We got 3 players. That's the fucking problem. I never ever want to do free games, and I would love I would like a minimum of 25, 50, buy in. Yeah. Then again, 5 people at $20, that ain't bad. $100. But do we even have 5 people at 20? People want to cry over 20. Now, me and you could buy in people, but then you still get the goofy shit. All right, guys, let me get out of here. Like I'm going somewhere. I'm going from here to the other stream, I think. Yeah. I'll hit up Bob. CWO channel. Come on over. I can set it up now if you want, but nah. I'll see. Go over there in a few.